Hello, everyone. My guest today is Juanjo Rodriguez. He's a third-time entrepreneur, now building his first SaaS company. He's from Spain, between Barcelona and goes between Barcelona and San Francisco. He's trained in business, always working with technology. Juan, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yep.
All right. So you're building the hotelsnetwork.com. Tell us what the company does and how you make money.
Okay. So it's an industry-specific SaaS company. We do software for hotels specifically to help them with their direct booking. And that means for all the business they make directly with the end user, the traveler, and they sell directly versus the bookings they do through third party, like online travel agencies, tour operators, wholesalers. And we charge a fee, a traditional SaaS fee for using our product, that then they install on their websites to improve performance, both personalized and increase conversion.
And what is the average customer pay per month?
So our current price is $300 per month per property for the full package.
Okay, I imagine a lot of your customers, they have many locations. So I don't want to go down every cohort, but on average, what's a customer pay per month?
It depends a bit, but I would say that about 150 to 200 if you do it on average. Depends on the
dollars
of function. Dollars, US, yeah.
Well, wait, how does 150 work if they have to pay $300 a month for each location?
Well, because then 300 is for the full package, and there are some other versions in which you can get a more limited.
Okay, so you're saying the average hotel chain is paying you about 150 to $200 per month?
Correct.
Okay. And give me more of your backstory here. When did you launch the company?
So the company is a bit old, over 3 years now.
Why do you say that's a bit old?
A bit older. Yeah. Older. Yeah. So I've been an entrepreneur for quite a bit of time. So I started my first company back in 2000. But then I spent some time in running an advertising agency. And then I moved into the tech space again 5 years ago. I tried a couple of things in travel, and while we were looking for some other ideas, then this idea came up as something that immediately resonated with the clients. So we moved from exploring ideas in B2C within hospitality to B2B, and then suddenly clicked.
And okay, so let's see, there's 2015 was start date. What have you scaled to today in terms of total customers?
We have over 3,000 hotels that we work with now.
Okay, yeah, but are those? I imagine some of those are probably free. How many are actual customers?
No, those are customers.
They're all paid.
We don't have a free product today.
Okay, got it. So 3,000, and then revenue today. What are you guys doing per month about?
So we don't. I don't like to share the exact numbers, but we are in a few million in ARR.
Okay, and ARR. I mean, if I take the 3,000 customer number you just gave me and multiply by $150 a month, it puts you at $450,000 a month, or about 5.4 million a year. Is that accurate?
Yeah. We are a bit less than that because we have some legacy clients that they started paying less. One of the things that we discover is that since we are in a category that is pretty new, then the price and the value of the products is unclear for many customers. So our product is more expensive because we add more value today than it was at the beginning.
Okay. Can we say though it's between 4 and 5 million in ARR? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and the reason I asked that is I want to get a sense of growth. So where were you a year ago? In July of 2017, how much were you doing per month?
We've grown in the last year. We've grown over 100%.
Okay. So go ahead.
It's I think it's about, if you see it year on year, it's probably 150% last year.
Yeah. So if right now you're doing 360 grand a month, or about 4.3 million bucks in ARR, if I go back a year, you're saying you're doing about 160, 170 grand a month.
Yeah.
About half of where you are today.
Yeah. A bit less than half. Yeah.
Okay. And where have you driven all this growth from? I mean, how are you, hotels, typically it's a tough sale. So you have thousands of them. How are you selling?
So this is a very sales-driven industry versus marketing. So it's basically through an inside sales team. We have a team that is specialized by market. So we have, let's say, country managers that are responsible for selling specific geographies. And we are covering the major tourism countries in the world.
And Juan,
Europe,
how many people are on that team?
So today, I think we have about 15 people in the sales team.
15?
15, yeah.
And how many are on your total team?
The total team today is 39 people.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a little over, call it 30, 40% are all sales.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So that's a big cost associated with selling, right? The salaries of your inside salespeople. I imagine you probably run some marketing tests now and then. What have you figured out is your fully weighted cost to acquire a customer?
If we do it per property, which is it's much more, since we work mainly with chains, it's really different if you work with a chain of 5 versus a chain of 15 or 100. So if you do it per property, our cost of acquisition is probably around $600, $600 to $800 maybe.
Yep. And then
it's a bit different per market. There are some much cheaper markets, and we are selling in many countries. The US is obviously much more expensive, but then Thailand is much cheaper.
And how do you model your payback period on that 600? How quickly do you get it back?
We get it back pretty quickly because we have a very, very low churn.
Like how low?
Like below 1%.
And that's 1% logo churn per month?
Yes.
Okay.
Logo it's actually not logo, but the revenue.
Location. Okay, 1% revenue churn per month.
Revenue
and that's net or gross?
That's net.
Net. So that includes expansion revenue.
Yes.
Okay.
It depends because on some months it's actually negative churn when we count expansion.
Yeah. No, that's great.
In some cases, we are actually in the process of adding new products to the pipeline, so we can sell more than one. And then whenever we sell the second one, is clearly if you consider it expansion, it is go over the churn there.
So finish your thought there. You said churn is really low. You were going to talk about payback period. So what is your payback period in terms of months?
I would say about 9 months, maybe on average. And
how are you getting that number?
So we are seeing how much the average fee is compared to the number we have spent, and it is between 6 and 9 months.
Sorry, so I don't understand that. Say that again differently.
That if we look at the fees that we get from the customers, and then see how many months of fees we need in order to overcome the cost of acquisition. We are not using the churn in that calculation because it's too low and then the company is too young in order to have a clear lifetime value. Yeah.
Well, churn doesn't really. I don't think churn impacts payback period much. It maybe increases. It affects obviously retention. But if each of these customers are paying $120 or $150 a month, right? That's what you said. Average monthly was, and you're spending $600 to acquire them. You're getting that money back in about 6 to 9 months. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's great. And walk me through some of the other economics, right? Lifetime value is a tricky economic because it can lie to you very easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you assume your lifetime value is in terms of months and dollars?
We don't even use it.
You don't use it at all?
No.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now, have you raised capital?
We raised in February. We were a bit strange in that sense because we raised a very small amount, like probably around less than 300K from the founders ourselves, and then from a small round from NFX in San Francisco. And then we became profitable on that. And then we raised money in February, 3.7 million US to drive growth when we were already profitable. And then because the opportunity is clearly very large, and we are trying to take advantage of it.
So 4 million total in the company. You raised 3.7 in February. What was the market like when you raised? Like, did you raise in the States or did you raise it in Spain?
We raised mainly Europe.
Oh, Europe.
Yeah, the new investors are from Europe, yes, and the main investor is from Spain.
Okay, and I want to ask some more questions about that because I'm curious what the ecosystem is like over there versus the States.
Sure.
So, do you mind me asking pre-money valuation?
No.
What were you able to raise at? What was your goal?
I cannot, because of the investors, I don't share the exact valuation, but I can tell you the environment. I actually think that for the travel space in which we are, it might be easier to raise in Europe today than it is in the US, because the hospitality market in Europe is very dynamic, very large, and there are many people who really know the market well, and they understand the opportunity probably better than the people who only know tech.
Mm-hmm.
So in general, what we found is that the conversations with people with experience in the industry were better than the ones that were more financial.
Let me ask the question maybe a different way that you would be comfortable answering. What multiple on your revenues were you able to negotiate?
Let's say we were working between 6 and 8.
Okay, that's pretty healthy. So 6 and 8 times, you got a pre-money valuation somewhere between 6 and 8 times your ARR in February.
Correct.
Okay,
well,
that's
when we signed the term sheet.
How many months? How many months did it take you?
It took us eventually 2.5 months since we signed it. Yeah.
So you maybe signed a term sheet before Christmas in December.
Before Christmas, correct.
Yeah, that's great. Christmas holidays are a great forcing function. Yeah. Sign the term sheet before you go on holiday. All right, good. So look, back then again, you were doing somewhere between $3 and $4 million in ARR, and you're saying multiply between 6 and 8. That's a healthy valuation there. And you'd consider this your Series A, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good. So what's the plan with the money?
So basically, we are investing in product and sales. It's pretty straightforward. From the product perspective, we are in a category within the tech stack that is pretty new. We are basically creating it together with a couple of other companies. So we want to stay as the leaders of this small category by adding new products. And the thing is, the more time we spend with the clients and talking to them, the more opportunities we see. So it's pretty clear where you can build software to add value. And then the other thing is,
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, and the other part itself. Hospitality is a very international industry, so you really have to be in multiple markets around the world in order to be able to talk to the clients close to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes good sense. So 39 today on your team. What do you think you'll be at by the end of the year?
We are around 50 something maybe.
And what do you hope to grow?
We want to hire, but that's not. We don't want to over hire.
Yeah. Yeah, look, just because you hire people doesn't mean your company is healthier. It just means you have more expenses. So I get it.
Correct.
You're doing about, call it 4.5 million in ARR right now. What do you hope to grow to by the end of the year?
So we want to maintain the 100% growth all of this year on. That's the idea.
So that would put you up at like 6.5, 7 million in ARR by December.
Yeah, that's a bit optimistic, but yeah, let's try to
stretch goal.
Yeah.
All right, Juan, very good. Let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Business book. There's the one I really, really like, the Paradox of Choice.
Paradox of Choice. It's a good one. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who is currently running a company.
Yes.
Interesting. I never thought of that. No one really. I'm not looking at anyone in particular.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool?
I really like Stripe. I've been using it for quite a few years, and I'm pretty big fan.
Good. Number 4, how many hours of sleep, Juan, do you get every night?
6.5.
6. Okay.
My partner tracks it, not myself.
So what's your situation? Married, single? Do you have kiddos?
I'm married and I have 2 kids.
2 kids, great.
2 kids. They are 9 and 6 today.
Oh, wow. And how old are you?
I'm 44.
44. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
So I'm pretty happy with how things turned out.
It's not about something. It's not about something that you would change. Just what you wish you knew.
Yeah. I think you can. I think that you can start things so that working smarter is more important than working more. And by that, I mean that you have to know where you're putting your efforts, in the sense that there are some things that bring value and some others, and it has to compound in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Find things in which you can really build towards the future.
Guys, work hard, not smart. He got involved with the hotels network back in 2015. That's when they launched the company. Today, 39 people. They basically get installed on websites of these different hotel locations. They help with booking. They're now working with over 3,000 customers, paying 100 to 150 a month. They're doing about 360 grand per month right now in revenue, about 4.3 million in ARR. That's up 100% year over year from 170 grand in July of 2017 in monthly recurring revenue. They raised about $4 million. They just raised about 3.7 million in February of 2018 at a 6 to 8x ARR multiple. And at the time, they were doing about 3.5 million in ARR. That's a pre-money valuation. Spending about $600 to acquire these customers, optimizing for a 6 to 9 month payback period. Juan, thank you for taking us to the top.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks to you.